60 years, we at the Best Dressed Chicken have kept our commitment to you, our valued partners and consumers, supporting communities through difficult times and emerging stronger. Now more than ever, we stand with you. As we reopen our doors, we remain committed to the highest safety and sanitation standards to keep both you and our team safe and our production strong. We continue to pledge our support to all our community, wholesalers, retailers, schools, restaurants, and hotels to continue feeding Jamaica and helping to rebuild our economy. Together, we will become stronger, more resilient as we continue on our mission to help Jamaica grow strong.
In a time where so much is uncertain, there's one thing that I know for sure, is that we are one Jamaican family. And as family, we must take care of each other. That's why we at Hardware and Lumber, including H&L Rapid True Value and H&L Agro, are doing everything that we can to support the nation, including donating 1% of our online sales to Food for the Poor, so that they can help those among us who need it the most. Each time you shop at hardwareandlumber.com, we give. So let's give together and make a difference. We are going to get through this, and we are going to get through it together. So manners and respect, Jamaica.
Hi there and welcome. My name is Novia MacDonald White, and this is the 13th, yes, lucky 13th staging of the Observer webinar. Today, Inspired Living, the new aesthetic for extraordinary homes and retreats. The perfect antidote, in other words, for all things that might possibly be ailing you. Powered today by Sagicor, the Best Dressed Chicken, Hardware and Lumber Rapid True Value. We are delighted to welcome you. And believe it or not, if you look at our panelists, not too sure how we pulled it off, we can perhaps ask a few of them to fess up. But let's just say that we're all here and welcome John Baker, co-owner of GJAM, Adrienne Lemaire and Daniel Krosker Lemaire, directors, Dr. Bird Service, Deborah Cumming, managing director, broker, Century 21, Heathrow Properties, Frank Piroli, director of sales, marketing and communications, The Trial Club, Guy Stewart III, chairman, Half Moon Resort, Joseph Fortsma, managing director, Roundhill Hotel and Villas, Alison Anthropos, principal Anthropos Design Collective, she's here for the S Hotel, Sue Williams, principal SW Interior Design, Sir Paul Altman, managing director, Altman Real Estate, Karen Koshoni, principal Urban Living, Lagos, Nigeria, Hugh Flowerhead Finlater, multimedia artist who lives in Milan, Italy, but is somewhere, he'll tell us exactly where he is, where, as I said before, this is going to be fun. It's the perfect antidote to all that ails. So Inspired Living, the new aesthetic for extraordinary homes and retreats. John Baker, the visionaire behind GJAM and all that's good and fabulous and happening. Over to you. Unmute, John.
Can you hear me?
Right, we're hearing you now.
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. So, GJAM was co-founded with GJAM Hotel was co-founded with Steve Beaver, my business partner, and myself, based in Port Antonio. Before it was a hotel per se, it was a recording studio, and Steve and myself have been in the record business for about 20 odd years. We fell in love with Port Antonio, and we have and had a recording studio, and we used to host a lot of celebs and great recording sessions down there. In 2007, we decided, under the suggestion of my mentor and biggest influencer, Chris Blackwell, to whom I've worked with for many years, to make it open to a select tourism, as it were. So Steve and myself wanted to come up with something unique. Now, Port Antonio in itself, in the context of Jamaica, is very unique in so much as it's had incredible tourism for the last 100 years down there. In fact, tourism was born out of Port Antonio. So we wanted to sort of revitalize that vibe, but also create an experience that wasn't sort of typical in the hotel experiences. So we set about really building some rooms that had incredible technology, had some really very laid back vibe, but really married with the environs. I mean, we've got the rainforests, we've got rivers, we've got incredible blue seas. In unison with a local architect, Fidel Dowding from Atelier Vidal, we started to renovate and started to really reinvent the GJAM brand. And you will see in this clip coming up, I think we've managed to marry some really beautiful contemporary lifestyle with the natural environs of Port Antonio, which to this day is still very, very unique. At the beginning of the year, about a year ago, we started expanding. So later on this year, we're going to be opening 12 more suites called the Roomba Studios. We've expanded our Bush Bar, and we have an incredible infinity pool there now, which everybody on this watching this webinar will be the first to see. So with that, I can answer more questions later on, and enjoy the film that's about to come up.
We're going to hear from Adriana Danielle first before we show the film.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome.
Morning, everybody.
Morning again.
For having us on this panel with all these esteemed and fantastic influencers and movers and shakers. So our platform, Dr. Bird Services, started off as a hobby many years ago when I worked at the French Embassy, and I used to curate weekend packages for my colleagues at the French Embassy. That model then snowballed into us starting off a platform in hospitality, whereby we do curated vacation experiences for locals and overseas guests, tapping into the villa rental space and boutique hotel space. We've been doing this for quite some time now, and our model consists of turnkey type experiences for our clients, giving them the efficiency and the seamless experience, but in the privacy of a boutique hotel space and villa space. So we also cover the A to Z ground logistics and air logistics. So this becomes a turnkey type bundle. And for the last couple of years, we have partnered with GJAM, with John and Steve, and we've done a number of things ranging from logistics to accommodations for the GJAM collection. And in the last year and a half, we have solidified our partnership to curate signature experiences and events for the GJAM group. So with that, we handle private events, bespoke type experiences, curated experiences as well for our clients and for clients of GJAM collection.
Thank you. So we are now ready to see It Is a Beautiful video. Told you, today is going to be the perfect antidote for all that ails. I hope everybody now has sound. I gather there was a little bit of an issue earlier on, but we should be good now. We move from Porty to Deborah Cummings, who is the Managing Director, broker, Century 21 Heathrow Properties, who's going to tell us a little bit about a part of Jamaica that's seldom in the spotlight. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you, Novia, and thank you for inviting me. So I'm not talking in the capacity of a real estate broker. I'm talking in the capacity of someone that has a beautiful home in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. There's a place called Greenwich, which is between Hardware Gap and Camp. It's 45 minutes from Pepin. It is 4,000 feet above sea level, located in coffee country. So Greenwich is a community that many Kingstonians bought into many years ago. My parents bought a house up there 40 years ago, and since then, my husband and I have taken it over. But in the community, there are about 12 homes, all of which are very different, owned by different owners. What is fantastic about Greenwich is that it is 15 to 20 degrees cooler than Kingston. It's only a 45-minute drive. The views are unbelievable. It's a place where most of the homes have fireplaces because, believe it or not, you do need a fireplace up there. The views that you have are from Kingston and the mountains. Because of the temperate climate as well, the gardens are magnificent. Flowers are able to grow there that would not normally grow in Kingston or any other part of Jamaica. It's a place to relax. You know, you drive in and you just feel like there's a weight lifted off your shoulders. It's great for walking, hiking, cycling. Nowadays, you have a lot of people that are cycling, so it's a great place to come to. Most of the homes up there are weekend homes, so nobody lives up there full time. The homes are usually staffed, and so as I said, you have houses ranging from log cabins to luxury, modern homes with all the conveniences that you could possibly imagine. So I believe that we're going to see some footage as well on these homes, and I guess I'll have an opportunity to tell you a little bit more in detail about them.
Okay, let's press play. Thank you very much. We look forward to you taking us back to the mountains later on, Deborah. We go across to the Trial Club, where a certain celebrity was on island and allegedly stayed. Frank Pirelli will not confirm or deny. He is the Director of Sales, Marketing and Communications at the Trial Club. Welcome, Frank.
Good morning, Novia. Thank you for inviting us to this webinar, and welcome to all the other panelists and for everybody watching today. Thank you so much. Novia, I have no idea what you're talking about regarding Sonoma. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on it, but there's nothing to talk about. The Trial Club is a private members club that's been in existence for 63 years. I joined the club in January of this year, and some people blame me for the pandemic, but it wasn't me. We have 90 villas that are available for individuals. We are on 2,200 acres. We have a championship golf course. We have 9 world-class tennis courts, walking trails, hiking trails, and lots of beachfront. The wonderful thing about the club is that with 2,200 acres, you have instant social and physical distancing, and which is on a lot of people's mind these days. The club is a mix of different villas that bring all the aesthetics that anybody would wish for and have when they come on vacation, or when the owners are here and spending time in their villas. It is a wonderful mix of what is traditional Caribbean architecture mixed with modern, and it's absolutely relaxing to drive through the gate every morning and to arrive at the club is just absolutely relaxing, even though you have the stresses of the day, the scenery and the architecture and the surroundings just make it a wonderful place to be, and a wonderful place where people can really unwind and enjoy what all of Jamaica has to offer.
Okay.
Again, thank you, and I look forward to your questions when I get my second round.
Sure. Let's take an exclusive peek at the Trial Club. From the Trial Club, we move to Half Moon and welcome Guy Stewart III, Chairman of the Half Moon Resort. Welcome, Guy.
Good morning, Novia. Thank you so much. Welcome to all the panelists and to those who are watching from around the world. I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about Half Moon and bring a little sunshine into everyone's life as we're dealing with this pandemic. I'm talking to you not from the beach, although you could have this view if you were at Half Moon right now. It's a little bright and sunny, as you can tell. But this is actually my daughter's bedroom that I'm calling you from, so it's amazing what technology can do for us. Half Moon, similar to Trial and to Round Hill, is multi-generational property. I'm the chairman and have been for the past 6 years, and I'm a lucky fellow back in 1954, the Half Moon opened on 35 acres, and my grandfather was one of the original investors at that time. And in the intervening decades, we have grown to the point where we're now 400 acres and span nearly 2 miles of beachfront, all centered around the history and the culture and the authenticity and sincerity of Jamaican hospitality. When you own a property like this, you've got a responsibility to be stewards to the environment, and we take that very seriously, not just the oceans in front of us and the reefs in front of us, but also the flora and hills behind us. We're the stewards of this nexus between the interesting geography that God gave us. The property over the years has metamorphosed. As things do, when you age, parts give out. And we recognized that about 6 years ago and completely master planned the resort. We're 400 acres now, and 200 acres are along the coast, and 200 acres are on the other side of the boulevard along the hills, incorporating our world-class golf course built in 1962 by Robert Trent Jones Sr. But the property has grown linearly eastwardly from its outsets back in 1954. And the last 5 years, we've been reinvesting in the people first, rebuilding the infrastructure, and then providing our staff the best facilities to operate from and deliver their sincere hospitality product. Up until last year, we had kind of a hole in the middle of our property. We redeveloped the section and created a new central entrance to the property on the old Colony Cottage Hotel. And this new property is called the Eclipse. And with a resort like this, it's best to break it up, and we have, into 3 neighborhoods to give 3 different experiences. The Eclipse will open up October 1st, and that is our signature product with 57 new rooms in 3 different areas, from estate homes that have indoor-outdoor showers and private entrances in all 4 rooms. The 9 spaces, the 9 rooms above the welcome lobby above the Eclipse, and featuring a almost 3,000 square foot, possibly 2-bedroom suite above the lobby. And we have 32 rooms, oceanfront rooms, all of which could enjoy this view right here that you see, that I have taken a picture of and use as my backdrop. All of this, though, Novia, is a chance to try to rekindle the confidence in hospitality as we all deal with this pandemic. And to that effect, though we closed in March when the airport shut, we've reopened our Rose Hall Villas on the eastern part of the property, where we have 27 distinct villas, each with private pool and private service staff. And it was our effort to try to deal with and accommodate the cabin fever that was pent up on the island by marketing to Jamaicans who could drive to the North Coast and have a chance to get out of the confines of the pandemic. It was a chance for us to display our protocols and our safety measures to give not only our staff the sense of a safe place to work, but also guests a sense of just how serious we are about trying to provide a safe and welcoming environment, given the handcuffs of the pandemic that we have to deal with. But that has been successfully received by a lot of Jamaicans, and I thank them all for coming to the North Coast and experiencing what we have been doing for 6 decades at Half Moon. The Eclipse will open up October 1st. That's the next phase as we try to get ready for the season. And, this is, it's our signature development, and it truly embraces the outside elements with acres of gardens and flowers and trees and walking paths. And, it's an opportunity for you to, do as much or as little as you'd like at Half Moon, but in a sense of abundance that, our grounds provide guests. I think you're going to get a sense to see some of that right now, Novia, in the clip.
Yes, we look forward now to sharing with you a peek inside Half Moon. hope you're enjoying this as much as I am and feeling kind of, warm and fuzzy. As we move across, thank you very much, Guy. We move now to Joseph Fortsmeyer, who is the Managing Director at the Roundhill Hotel and Villas. Welcome, Joseph.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Novia, for including me with this incredible panel. I mean, these are all my stars in the Caribbean here. But as Guy Stewart mentioned, it started eons ago, and it all sort of began with the family, the Pringles and the Delissas, actually, And at Roundhill, it was John Pringle, just a year before trial, who decided to buy this beautiful 110-acre peninsula and create a sort of a haven for his friends that could afford to vacation during the winter in the Caribbean, get away from it all. And that's how it all began. The rest is history. At Roundhill, we offer you a combination of villas and hotel, private beach, spa, gym, great restaurants, tennis, all the trimmings to do a lot or nothing at all. And one of the beauties of the philosophy of John Pringle was to really create luxury within an environment that is ultimately Jamaica. To live an outdoor life with indoor furnishings and open verandas. As much of it produced locally by local craftsmen, and proudly sort of celebrate the best of Jamaica and obviously the people that ultimately provide the experience, that incredible staff. So I have a great pleasure actually to take you to one of our villas. There's 27 of them. They're all slightly different. They're all individual, but they all celebrate that same philosophy of less is more and providing you with an environment that you may not find where you're from. So off you go.
We're ready.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Roundhill Hotel and Villas in Montego Bay, Jamaica. I'm Joseph Fortsmeyer, and I'm the Managing Director and the luckiest man alive to be here at this beautiful location. This is one of our unique properties called Cottage 11. It's a 3-bedroom luxury villa that has a wonderful history. One of our owners in the 90s and early 2000s was our own Merlene Otti. She was our first Jamaican owner, and she was incredibly proud of owning a beautiful villa for her visits to Jamaica at Roundhill. Many times we saw Merlene training where she was running up our steep driveway on the hill, that is, up and down dozens and dozens and dozens of times. Just watching her made us all terribly exhausted. Merlene was a wonderful addition to our Roundhill family. As you may know, I mean, many of our villas are individually owned, and together the ownership creates the ambiance and the wonderful sort of Roundhill family that John Pringle envisioned in the early 50s when he started this resort. Another interesting aspect of this very, very special villa is that it's what was chosen in the early 90s to film that well-known movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back, which was a book by Terry McMillan. And I never forget when Natalie Thompson, one of our great sort of producers in Jamaica, came about, and she was searching and she was trying to sort of find that perfect location to create and recreate that wonderful story of a Jamaican falling in love with an American visitor and then ending up in America being married to her. And all over she went, all across the island, and eventually they settled on Cottage 11 due to its unique location. The only thing that was done differently here was that the bedroom was moved into the living room, so you'd had these very, very special romantic curtains billowing in the air and looking back into this glorious tropical landscape with that gorgeous view. And that's where they fell in love. And the rest is history. And many times, we host interesting guests, and especially right now as we prepare for the American elections, one of the visitors who tends to stay here all the time is Mrs. Kamala Harris. And she has been coming to Jamaica, obviously, for many years, and she's been coming to Round Hill for many years, way before she became a senator, when she was still a prosecutor in California. And she always tried to come here and connect with her Jamaican roots. As a matter of fact, she was just here last year, and we were joking at that time that it would be really wonderful if she could basically run the United States of America. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Round Hill. Enjoy that unique feel of Cottage 11, which is very much in keeping with our overall philosophy of less is more. We do not wish to overwhelm you with decor. We really wish to make you experience the beauty of our gardens, the beauty of our views, the incredible lush landscaping of Hanover, and the warmth of our people. Because again, the staff that works in each cottage provides ultimately the perfect experience for our visitors. So relax, enjoy, and come and visit.
There is no need to hurry. This is my style, don't worry. This is my world, step inside. Come in.
Yes, Joseph, we look forward to visiting. It's always a pleasure to welcome our next presenter, Alison Antrobus. Welcome her to Jamaica. She's Jamaican and she does outstanding work overseas. And then, from time to time, we're fortunate enough that somebody will fly her in to do some great work here. So Alison Antrobus is the principal of Antrobus Design Collaborative, and she is our next. Welcome, Alison.
Novia, thank you so much for having me on this great panel. And it's very exciting to be here. As Novia said, I'm an interior designer. I represent CARICOM on an international design platform. And, most of us on the panel are owners of these fabulous properties. And what we do is we write the stories for your properties. That's what we really are passionate about, is creating and telling stories through design, the power of design. And especially now more than ever, we understand the gravity of using design to inspire people and lift people up. And recently I was honored enough to be invited to design the S Hotel, which is what we're going to feature today. And that experience was incredible in how we were able to use some great local talent in telling the story of Jamaican design, such that every visitor to the S Hotel feels as though they've taken a part of Jamaica with them. And I think you have a video to show, Novia.
So,
yes.
Ready when you are. Thank you, Alison. We look forward to hearing some more of your design deets and secrets later on. We now move to Sue Williams, who's the principal of SW Interior Design. What I discovered last year is that this is the woman behind some of the most spectacular properties on Ireland. Welcome, Sue. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to hearing more.
And such an honor to be part of this incredible panel. I am an interior designer. I am the principal of a group of 4 of us who not only design, I'm the principal designer. There's Rebecca, who is a KLC London graduate and worked with Nina Campbell, who does a lot of our inspirational work as well. There's Nicholas Waits, who does our project management, our shipping liaison, so many facets to successful design. And Samantha Waits, who does villa maintenance management. We make it beautiful, she keeps it beautiful. We're thrilled to be here and to offer an illustration of our work that has been part of and which represents a passion not only by ourselves, but also of our clients for a way of living, for a home and for a retreat that is inspired by Jamaica. And listening to Joseph and Guy and Frank, you know, Jamaica does inspire people. It's very much an island of personalities who've started a love affair with Jamaica. Our clients do remain the main influencing factor within all of our projects. They've become invested in Jamaica as it struck a chord. It's filled a need, it's filled their souls, and this immediately gives us a connection and an understanding. Our reinterpretation of the elements that have caught their attention, together with the appreciation of their needs, adds character, soul, and individuality to each property we complete. That being said, a property cannot just become a design exercise. To complete any project successfully, there are layers and layers of detailed planning, budget maintenance, sourcing, purchasing, site management, shipping, installations, supervision, follow-up. From floor to fork, nothing should be untouched or not get the attention. We like to think of our work as timeless. Hands-on project turnover is important, and ongoing maintenance management to maintain the durability and longevity remain very important to us also. Joseph gave a little bit of a history, as did Guy as well, about the 50s and 60s, the time when the round hills, the trials, the half moons were getting started. So Jamaica has benefited for decades from the development of luxury winter and holiday homes. Trial and Round Hill are part of them, Content, Rose Hall, Jamaica Inn, Frenchman's Cove, San, Port Antonio, offered in the 50s and 60s a simple island elegance, a heyday where luxury was exploring seas by canoe, hills with binoculars, dancing downtown to live bands like Yellowbird and Banana Boat, purchases at local craft markets. With this island infatuation, design and designer were influenced by locally produced island elements, carved and turned furniture, forged brass, straw rugs, art, and hand-printed fabrics that became slipcovers, curtains, bikini cover-ups, and evening kaftans. It was a creative mix of design and the establishment of workshops where craftsmen honed and helped fashion this unique Jamaican aesthetic. It was creative, fun, and luxurious. Local knowledge guides architects to capture the island breezes, avoiding direct sun, ensuring privacy. Property lots were larger, villa designs smaller, louvered windows with wide verandas and fanciful peaked shingle roofs, Caribbean style. It's very important to us to recognize and reinterpret and develop this history. Understanding the foundation is important to the continuation of this for our clients who recognize the value of it and still seek this in Jamaica. We can only be successful through the talents of others, through the artisans, the craftsmen, the professionals who make all of these things happen. And we're proud of their work and the inspiring results of their collaborations with us. For the continuity of sensible living and investment, we must be aware of the value and importance of sustainability. Our waters, sun, winds, and forests have always brought travelers to our shores. These same elements, if gently harnessed, will not only continue to offer pleasure, but also offer long-term effectiveness and independence. A gentle, thoughtful footprint on our land is luxury and is essential. Every project you're about to see has been inspired by an amazing location that has a voice, with successful and trusting clients, and created with a team of gifted craftsmen, artisans, and professionals. We hope that you will agree that these very private and individual Jamaican properties possess a soul, a warmth, and an organic luxury that represent a part of what we can achieve together. We call it a barefoot elegance. It is the luxury of Jamaica. So have a look and see what you think.
Sir Paul Altman had so much fun with us the last time we were discussing brick and mortar that he immediately volunteered to come back. Sir Paul is the visionary behind Lime Grove Shopping Centre in Barbados. But we have some other properties that we're going to look at today. But before that, Sir Paul Altman, what's up?
Well, good morning, and thanks for having me back, Novia, because as you said, I was here before, but I'm wearing a different hat. We were talking about Lime Grove, which I'm very proud of. It's a high-end shopping center that brings to Barbados all of the brands that are globally known. But today, I think you're tuning in or getting me into this inspired living type of theme, and I'm talking about luxury, and that's where I really started. My business, which is Altman Real Estate, is over 40 years old, and we were lucky. We were here when everything really started, and we were able to give some guidance to the development of the villa business. I see a lot of discussion on villas in Jamaica. And Jamaica, of course, is much larger and has some amazing establishments that we just heard about. But we were leading here, having Sandy Lane as the start for the villa business in Barbados. We were instrumental in the development of Royal Westmoreland, where we have Robert Trent Jones Jr. I heard of his father and having developed one in Jamaica, but we had Robert Trent Jones Jr. And that now has expanded. It's 25 years old, or more than 25 years. And that would have somewhere close to 300 villas that are within the confines of Royal Westmoreland. We then went across and we developed Sugar Hill. And Sugar Hill is just 100 villas, but they are with a theme of tennis. And then we were involved in beachfront developments along the west coast, which is the popular coast of Barbados, where we had condominium developments, starting with Glitter Bay and going to places leading up to what is now known as One Sandy Lane, where we were involved with the developer there that created simply 8 condominiums, but each one is about 10,000 square feet. So there are 10,000 square foot apartments that are, I would say, considered to be world class and beyond. So that Barbados has everything that we have seen, and it is continuing in that trend. We like to think that not only that involvement, we are now working with a developer in St. Lucia who's doing a golf resort with anyone that knows the names Crenshaw Core. These are one of the best known architects in golf development nowadays. Have done some famous developments in Canada and in the United States. And in Canouan, which is a nearby island, we were helped to guide that project there, where there's a Jim Fazio golf course, and they have about 1,200 acres, and simply only 30 villas up until now, but they do have the Mandarin Oriental Hotel there. So that I'm giving you a taste of what we have touched and what we continue to be involved in. But in addition to the villa business, we have, as we started by saying, are involved in urban redevelopment schemes, and Lime Grove being the signature one that we were directly involved in. At this particular point in time, we all recognize that the world is in a little bit of a sort of change, and that we are looking in new directions. And of course, we are being guided by just an amazing and wonderful lady as our Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, who I believe is, I was told, our friend, this Alison Antrobus, said that she's related to our Prime Minister. So As I said to Alison, when you hear the name Antrobus and there's a Barbados connection, I know the name and I knew the play and her father. So that there's a connection between the Caribbean. And as we talk about Barbados and the islands around us, and as we go up to Jamaica, we recognize that the Caribbean is seen as a destination first, and then the islands are the second area that people tend to look at. Although Jamaica and Barbados have some distinct signatures to them and some wonderful connections with global celebrities. I think what we are going to show you this morning are videos of 3 villas, but these are just villas that were chosen at random. Some of our villas require special access codes to get onto their videos and to their websites. We're not showing those this morning. And I would say that the ultimate villa that we have a connection with is a villa that would have 17 bedrooms, 33 staff, and I need say no more. It's on the beach at Sandy Lane. And Sandy Lane is considered to be the central location on the West Coast, that everything else takes its guidance from in terms of style, and it really led the way. So I'm going to invite everyone to see the video, which I haven't seen myself yet, of these 3 villas, and I look forward to seeing it myself.
Thank you very much. Well, I hope you enjoyed those villas as much as we did, Sir Paul. From Barbados, we move to Lagos, Nigeria. But here's the thing, as we welcome Karen Koshoni, who's the principal of Urban Living Lagos, Karen's mother is actually Trinidadian. So for those of you watching, I'm sure Karen, I'll let you know that her mom's name was, she unfortunately passed, Claire Bernadette Callender. Is that right, Karen?
Yes, you're right, Novia.
Welcome. So although, you know, Karen's father is Nigerian, her mom's Trini, so the Caribbean love continues. Welcome,
That's
Karen.
Right. Hello, Novia. Thank you very much for inviting me and including me in this very inspiring panel. What a privilege. So yes, I run Urban Living. It's an interior decorating company. I also have a store, but the main thing that I do is I manufacture furniture. So Urban Living started about 15 years ago. Actually started in the UK. I started a little blinds business in London. And shortly after, I decided to move to Nigeria to come. My husband was already, at the time, was working in Lagos already. Came to Lagos, decided, okay, I'll expand Urban Living a bit. And we opened a store selling interior accessories. And blinds as well, window blinds. And we found that there was this huge opening for affordable furniture. We've been a country that's been heavily dependent on imported furniture. And I decided that no, we could do this. We've got all the resources here. We've got the manpower, we've got the skill, and we've got the creativity. And so I went into manufacturing. And 15 years down the line, I'm here. I've been privileged to be able to do quite a few, what would I say, great properties. Fortunately, we have a private disclosure in place, so I'm not able to show all the properties that I've done, but I have a video of one that we've done not long ago. So yes, it's been an exciting time in Nigeria. We have slowly, I would say, emerged as this very, very dynamic, creative entity in the market. We've got some amazing product designers emerging, great interior designers that are doing really amazing things. It's an exciting time to be in this industry in Nigeria. We have come from a place of really dependent on the what the Western market was dictated. Well, would I say dictated or given us to a market that's now more interested in our own creativity, in our own products, basically. We're picking up a lot from our traditional influences and, you know, turning them into modern pieces for our homes. So I find this a very exciting time in the manufacturing industry. Just being able to create luxurious pieces. I'm also very, very particular about affordability. This is one of the things that has really driven me, is being able to give luxury on a budget. I believe that any space can look beautiful regardless of what you can afford. And this has really been my driving force. Keeping it simple, but, you know, well-made pieces, creative pieces. So I hope the video that we're presenting today will showcase, you know, what we're doing in Nigeria and how diverse and grown and well-versed in the interior market that we are.
Thank you. So we'll take a look, and then I'm sure there'll be lots of questions for you afterwards, Karen. delicious taste. From Lagos, Nigeria, we've taken a circuitous route to catch up with Hugh Flowerhead Finlater, originally from Jamaica, St. Anne, now resident in Milan, Italy, but I guess he's on vacation. Welcome, Flowerhead. Where in the world are you? Okay. Turn your mic on. He's chatting up a storm and we're not hearing him. Right. Unmute your mic. Still not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Welcome.
Okay, buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
I'm on the Atlantic coast in France in a town called Cap Ferret, where the best oysters are farmed, and you can't imagine, I'm overdosing.
Well, welcome, and tell us a little bit
Thank you.
about what you do.
Thanks
Most of your
so
fans
much to
already
be a
know.
Yes, thanks to be a part of this webinar with all this amazing people, you know? I'm really happy. I'm here with Hyacinth, and she's my great grand aunt. And it all started out from K Valley, St. Anne, and I've been to the Americas, and I've studied there, started assisting photographers there. That's where my work comes from. And I moved to Italy about 28 years ago, working as an assistant photographer. Then from there, started to do my own photography, and then come across my garden work, still life work, and it ventured me down the road towards creating my own vases to house my floral compositions. So through that, the flower heads are born, and here they are, and they're just about to kick off because everybody, like around the planet, they're starting to tap into the flower heads, and collectors are from all over the world, you know, from Saudi Arabia, from Africa, from California, from Middle America, from New York. I have interior decorators like Bibi Monahan, which is one of the top girls on the planet. She's just championing me with all her clients, and it's nonstop, you know. I'm putting together a show in Kuwait at the moment, working on so much things, you know. I have a pearl collection, jewelry collection coming out, and working on that. I just did a show in San Moritz, which I just came down from there about 3 or 4 weeks ago, even during this pandemic moment. I just passed through St. Paul de Vence, and I stopped over at my friend's beautiful hotel, the Colombe d'Or, which I made the video so that you can get an idea of some of the places that house my work and, you know, are participants in what I do. Pitou, she's the owner of the Colombe d'Or, and she's a good friend of mine for many years, and she has helped me to put together a show and shows in Paris with the top florist, Stéphane Chapelle, which I did last year, which I had an incredible reviews. And what can I say? There's just so much, you know, and the flower heads are authentic pieces. Each piece is one of a kind. Each piece tells a story. You can even create a story through even asking to have commission pieces done, you know, of family members. Sometimes I will take on the workload of doing pieces, especially to commemorate members of the family and to give them an energy, a vibe. Like you can see here with the opaqueness, the gold, the colors, the minerals that's burnt into the hair. Can you see?
Yeah, but we're gonna show you a little video now so that we can take a closer look at some of your work at Colombe d'Or. You want us to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's go.
Welcome to the Colombe d'Or. Also, the big marble column. One of my favorite spots to come and hang out. We'll play
place is packed with art made especially for the Rook family. Friends for many years. There's Picasso, Matisse, Braque, Cézanne. Their heads are in the dining room. They also have one of the biggest ledger pieces in the world in the dining area.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's get some of these questions. We have quite a lot of questions coming at us. John Baker, here's one for you. How do you tell us a little bit more about your property and how you attract all the musicians to go to you?
I think the...
we know like Drake and Riri and, yeah, all of those.
I plead the fifth. I think that being in the music industry for 20 odd years, Steve and myself, and the strength of Jamaican pop culture is a natural sort of synergy for people to find us. We, especially in this pandemic, we've had a continual request for artists who unfortunately can't do live shows to come down and record, which has been a godsend, I'm pleased to say. Having said that, the real reason is Jamaica. Jamaica is such a powerful country in terms of its popular culture, going back when we produced the Jolly Boys, and the works that so many different people have done. People really want to get a sense of that magic, and Paul Antonio is really magical, and I'm pleased to say that G-Jam has also got a special vibe, and that's just emulated, so it's just kept us in business, thank goodness.
Thank you very much. Here's a question for you, Alison. The S Hotel is a dream property. Do you work on only commercial properties or do you also undertake residential? How do persons make contact with you?
Hi. Actually, I cut my teeth on luxury residential for years. And the move into hospitality, to hotels, restaurants, just seems like a natural progression of the stage, of the story that we write. So we do both. We do about 60% luxury residential projects and the rest hospitality. And it's a simple phone call. I mean, I'm Jamaican, I'm easygoing. We'll give you our contact, our email. And you can reach me at alison@antrobusdesign.com. And we start the conversation. It all starts with a conversation. And as I said earlier, every story is unique onto you, onto yourself, onto your property. And it's exciting because we never know what we're going to end up with as the end result, because we take a lot of your DNA and create the story from there through design.
Here's another question for you. This one is coming from Cecile. Cecile Levy. How do you as a designer get around a client taste and style when you know it's not the right decision for the look of the project?
First of all, hi, Auntie Cece. Much of what we do is based in psychology. There's a fine line between being manipulative and being more of a psychologist, in that you never just say no and shut people down and say that's not the right thing. I take the time to explain why there's a better solution, or why perhaps looking at something in a different way would offer a better result. So, because of the high-end residential market, and because people are very demanding in their own way, I do take the time to explain why things are better done in a different manner. On the odd occasion, there is a firm no, absolutely not, and that's okay.
Okay. Jan Clark, here's a question for John Baker from Jan Clark. John, where did you get the inspiration to do GJAM, considering you're coming from music and fashion?
It's again about Port Antonio and Portland and the energy of the nature there. I went there the first time in the mid-'80s by coincidence when I was backpacking around Jamaica, and it just took me so strong. So later on, when I was fortunate enough to get a villa there, and I was working at Island Records and G Street Records in New York, I would come down, and it started out with just bringing a small Porter studio down and bringing some musicians down, and it was just magical, what they would produce and how quickly they would do, and the focus. But that was the inspiration, knowing that there was a special energy down there that really continues on. And that spreads, you know, anyone can get equipment and stick it in a villa or a hotel, but you've got to have this special vibe, and that's really what is in Portland. And most people who go there, you know, whether they're just going there to vacate, whether they're international or they're from Jamaica, they all acknowledge that. Can't put your finger on it. You'll have to come down.
Thank you. So, Paul, somebody wants to ask you this. What are some of the business lessons learnt in building?
Oh, how long do I have? I can stretch that one up for the rest of the day. I mean, you know, the best way to answer that is that it's a lot easier to build when you're using what we call OPM, which is other people's money, than when you're using your own. And a lot less you're not as worried about how it's going to turn out. But the main lessons learned in building is that the fact is that you can't leave it to others. If you're involved, you have to be focused and take care of yourself and whatever is happening, and to have the right people. And you find out quickly if they're not the right people. Of course, in building, we have always been lucky to have good architects, good interior design, and more than anything else, the right location. You know, in real estate, we say the three most important things are, everyone knows, location, location, and location. So we find the right locations. Then we find, you know, the rest of the team. And finally, the next thing that I said earlier is that you have to be yourself, hands-on, and to know what you want to achieve.
Thank you much. Karen, there are about 4 questions for you. That's Karen Koshoni. How did you get the buy-in to start into manufacturing? You mentioned that you manufacture. So how did you get people to move from, you know, what they're probably used to what you are offering?
Let me start with, I came in at a time where I would say it was a very virgin market. We were not as many as we are today. And I think the price point was what, like I said before, we were very heavily into imported furniture. That was a lot of what you would find in Lagos, where I currently live. And I was able to give a good price point. So what we started with was introducing furniture pieces that we liked, we had designed, and putting it in the store. And people would come in and they would be like, oh, was this made here? How come you can, you know, it's at this price point? Because everyone was so used to having to pay prices basically based on imported furniture. And the word spread. I still have a store, but I've grown out of the store. We're now a bespoke company. We actually, I still try and carry some pieces in the store, but we're mainly a bespoke company that we're making made-to-measure furniture for clients. And I think it's because we've been, well, one of my key things is attention to detail. So we've been able to put the same attention to detail that you would find if you were importing furniture, but giving you at a price point that is affordable to the clientele that we attract.
Are you taking any interns? Is the next question.
We are planning to take some interns in the new year after this whole pandemic, COVID situation is over. I have taken in the past. And so, yes, we do take interns, and we would be looking to take one in the new year.
Okay. This is a question for the Dr. Bird team. How do you market your product now in light of COVID? Have you considered targeting locals a bit more? That's for Adrian and Danielle. And also, there's a follow-up for the Dr. Bird services. Will you be expanding to do more properties?
Okay, let me go ahead and answer the second one first. Yes, we will be expanding by taking on more properties. We are always open to increasing our portfolio. Adrian had touched on it earlier that we have partnerships with over 70 properties on the island. And so we're always looking to see how we can diversify and increase in terms of the types of properties that we have in our portfolio. So whether it be from a small cottage to a 6-bedroom villa, we are open to taking on new properties. And in relation to the first question, how have we, in light of what's happening with COVID-19, how have we been marketing our properties? We have been seriously marketing our properties to locals. And I must say there has been an influx of staycations around the island. We have people who are reaching out to us on a daily basis to travel all parts of the island, Treasure Beach, Port Antonio, other parts of the North Coast. And we encourage Jamaicans to explore their island. We have a beautiful product right here. And so, yes, whilst we have lost the overseas clients that were coming regularly to Jamaica, we have definitely seen or gotten a lot of support from our own right here in Jamaica.
And this has been as a result of an increase in marketing via social media or revised website presence, and our network through our partners who are the various villa owners as well, who are connected via our personal networks and via our word of mouth has carried us throughout the years as well. And referrals and return guests and return clients have been a big part of our rental process, accommodations, logistics, and bespoke experiences.
And again, we try our best to showcase all of our properties as best as possible, as Adrian said, through social media. And again, we recently launched our new website in May, and we have seen a lot of traction through the website as well.
And co-branding, of course. So with properties like our partnership with GJAM, for example, there's a lot of co-branding that happens there, and we have all benefited mutually from co-branding as well.
Okay. I've got a question here that I would imagine that both Guy and Frank can answer. Many of the stunningly breathtaking properties are on the seafront and so are susceptible to the salt air from the sea, or if they are on the other side of the road up in the hills, are still affected by the salt air. How do you maintain these properties? Guy, you go first, and then Frank.
It takes a labor of love and a lot of talented people to try to keep after it, because it is an extreme environment to maintain the salt, the properties and the salt air and the sand. And let's face it, people, when they come to Jamaica, they want to have a good time. And so, our job is to make sure that things work as best we can. It's a difficult problem to have, but we've been doing it for 66 years, and we must have, 100 different structures on our property. Spanning the length, and so it's intimate in how you maintain it. One lady was talking today about attention to detail, and you have to constantly stay on top of the protocols and remedial maintenance schedules. It's no other way, just constant.
And this is a follow-up, Guy. With the spread and size of some of these properties, how do you maintain visual and value?
Visual and value. Well, we're Half Moon's in the memory making business, and we use the backdrop and the culture and the hints and the nodes and influences of art and music and food and nature and how we present our product to international guests. From Leicester paintings to Ras Natango to the paintings from the culture and the pictures of Jamaica that these gentlemen create. We've got them in our property. We sponsored a competition with the Edna Manley School of Art to challenge the students there to create individual, unique art, which we then hang in our new oceanfront rooms at the Eclipse. We take cues from all of Jamaica's culture and music. I'm a big fan of music. I'm also a big fan of athletics, and you can do as much as you want at Half Moon or as little as we have, a golf course right across the road that you can play adjacent to our property. We've got equestrian, and we've got 2 miles of beach. So, that gives you a lot of perspective and chiaroscuro and linear perspective to embrace nature in the property and be expansive in its embrace.
Thank you. Frank, do you want to jump in there? Perhaps you want to start with the visual and value first and then maintenance?
Absolutely. One of the interesting things, as Guy just said, you continuously have to stay on top of everything. And as the designers have spoken of, one of the things about the visual and the value is that we have the opportunity to use different interior decorators and architects who have built the different villas. And recently we launched our master plan and redid our beachfront completely, and we used Hart Howerton out of New York to do that. And those are the types of things, as Half Moon has just done, where you recreate yourself when you do something like that, and people find you all over again. As much as they remember the properties, when you do something as vast as what we've done on the beachfront, adding a pool and all the other amenities that have gone along with it, people come in and they notice that it's completely different, although it's the same. It's the same environment, it's the same setting, but it's a whole new, many new things that they can look at and be part of and take it in and say, wow, this is fresh, it's new, but it's still the Trial Club. So it has made a big difference. In terms of maintaining, again, as Guy said, it's a group of people that continuously stay on top of it. And the sea is unforgiving, and Mother Nature makes you keep on top of everything, because it's important that when people do arrive, that they get the feel that it's not tired, but it's fresh, it's clean, it's crisp, and it gives them the vibe that they're looking for, and allows them to completely enjoy themselves, relax, let their guard down, and know that when it's done, that they have spent a great amount of time here and have been able to refresh and recharge and go back and embrace the world again wherever they're going back to.
Thank you. Hugh, this is a question from Cecile. Why do you use glass?
Because it's a material that reflects so much who I am at the moment, fragile but strong. The colors give me what I think of in my dreams as, you know, the future of where my work should go, and to house the water and to create the vibes that I need for my photographs, because it's a photographic project. So it reflects well in the photographs. And it's lasting. It's without an end, glass if you don't break it.
That's from Cecile, and she says she looks forward to seeing you soon.
Soon, I expect to travel.
Here's a question, another question for you, Hugh. What keeps people collecting these heads? What allows, I mean, what is it about the heads that make people fall in love with your pieces? From Jan Clark.
Well, the heads they're magical, you know. When they come into the home, they start to talk. They have, like, you know, something gigantic going on, you know, the energy level gets turned up. And when they see them for the first time, they just can't forget them. You know, they go home and they'll send me messages or tap it with my gallerist saying, you know, we want some pieces. And that's how it is. I can't even explain it, to tell you the truth, because I didn't imagine for it to get to this far. And now to see it going to places like, you know, the house of like Miuccia Prada, the Misonis, talk about the people in Italy, or the like Princess and Prince in Saudi Arabia, people like that. It's just, for me, it's incredible, you know? I can't really explain it. There's not a formula there.
Is that your phone, Hugh? Here's a question for you, Joseph. How do you keep these celebrities coming to you? Why do they come to you? I don't know.
Well, I don't think they're coming to me. They're coming to Jamaica first and foremost. I think one of the attractions of Jamaica is that people that are well known internationally feel completely comfortable here, because you know, as Jamaicans, we don't really care, you know, what your name is and who you are. We leave you alone. What we have to look out for, obviously, is, as we all know, is the paparazzi that come along and come behind and make life unbearable sometimes for persons that are well known. So it's really the destination. And then obviously once you're able to capture someone's imagination and passion, it's easy to bring them back. I mean, you have John Baker in Port Antonio, and he knows, I mean, Port Antonio has more well-known people per square inch, you know, than anywhere else. And then obviously you have our legacy. You have your Half Moons, your Trials, your Round Hills, and the villas around that have for generations hosted people of great style, great renown. And then we have owners that bring along their own sort of stamp of approval by being here and being in Jamaica. And I'm sure it goes the same way for Barbados. It has a similar sort of appeal. And ultimately, I think it's just an environment that lets people truly get away from where they come from, and yet let their hair down and feel that they can be as normal as they wish, as local as they wish, or as secluded and as private as they wish. And I think that's really sort of the great appeal of a destination like Jamaica or the Caribbean.
Joseph, don't go yet. Were you not doing what you're doing now? Is there anything else that you'd be doing? This is a question from Cecile.
Cecile knows I'll probably be hiking somewhere in the bush. And I have become a true sort of explorer now. And you don't have to go far. I mean, that's so amazing, you know, and where we live, we can connect in the most fantastic way, you know, right behind us in hills and mountains and rivers and just incredible foliage. I think we are blessed to live where we are. And I think this whole difficult time that we are all going through with this pandemic has brought that home to many of us, you know, that to focus on things that are around us, focus on the people, the communities, and the beautiful natural environment, and protect it. I mean, that's really what I'm now trying to sort of do a little bit more. I mean, to be more aware, be more protective of our natural environment, and do more about it, not just talk about it, but actually take action and see if we can't preserve it better.
Right, because there's a question, a follow-up, Joseph. There has been mention of living in harmony with the environment and sustainability during the presentations. So do the owners and managers of the properties, many of which sit on acres of land, take an active interest in the development of the lands around them to preserve the ecosystem?
Absolutely. I think, you know, and Guy Stewart at Half Moon, and Half Moon has proven that many decades ago, you know, when Heinz Simonich started to sort of really introduce an environmental program that was outstanding in the Caribbean and that inspired many of us and made us do better and get this stamp of environmental green approval. But that was just the beginning. I think many of the persons that come to Jamaica now and invest in Jamaica or in the Caribbean for that matter, have become very, very much more aware. And Sue Williams will tell us, who has done many projects here at Roundhill, where we literally, when we rebuild, we don't waste anything. We reuse everything. What we cannot use is being donated for recycling in building houses and whatever is on property stays on property. Whatever comes out of the ground is being reused to build walls. All swimming pools become cisterns to catch rainwater and irrigate your new garden and landscaping areas. So there's a real need to do more of that. There's also a need to do better in terms of our waste, our solid waste. And I think that's the next stage that we need to get into. How do we remove solid waste from our menus, you know?
Okay, there's a question for Guy, and then there's one for Deborah. Mr. Guy Stewart, what is it about Jamaica that inspires Half Moon's property development?
Well, there's so many ways to answer that question, Novia. There's so many influences.
From Kim Moody.
We tried to take a stock of the best of Jamaica, you know, the nurturing the environment and how we make a built environment, trying to use local craftsmen and craftswomen to help us populate our structures, fenestrate and to decorate, whether it's David Pinto's ceramics out of Falmouth or you know, Michael Winslow's sculpture or Laura Hamilton's recreation of you know, Jamaica textile arts. We've tried to embrace all these individual, unique characteristics of people sharing the same passion of Jamaica's color and just vibe. You know, I'd love to come see GJAM and understand what they do down there. There's so much about Jamaica that is, you know, tugs at your heart. And as a hotel, we're just the wayside inn on the beach. But if you're in the beach business, you better damn well take care of the beach. And so that's the thing that, you know, I think we're all trying to talk about here is we've got beautiful villas and wonderful architecture and thoughtful design. And we want to welcome guests back to Jamaica. We want to make sure that we leave, you know, our footprint in as sensitive as, you know, embellishment as we can. You know, you just have to take care of the people. And the property will take care of itself. Invest in the people, and you know, they've got the tethers back into the community. And so you know, you're in the hospitality business, but you're really much into the community business.
Thank you. Here's a question for you, Deborah. Given that luxury is from all right. Given that luxury is so subjective, what are some of the key things buyers should look for when looking to buy a luxury property?
Well, I think luxury means different things to different people. Luxury to someone may mean a house on a big piece of land. Luxury may mean a certain square footage. Luxury may mean I need to have a pool. I need to have a garage that can house 4 or 5 cars. I need to have a staff room. So I think it's very, very subjective. So it's kind of difficult to say exactly what, but I think, as I said, it's individual and that would be determined. Some people want a luxury apartment. They don't want a garden, you know? So I think it's very subjective.
Okay. A question for you, Sir Paul Altman. Do you use Caribbean architects?
Of course we do. In fact, we start by talking about the original designer that came to Barbados and made a name for himself, and that was Oliver Messel, who went on to do most of the houses in Mustique. But he's not really Caribbean architect. I would say that the correct answer there is that we started here with firms that had architects as an association, and that has evolved into many local architects that are of high standards. So that, for instance, with our shopping center, we were using an architect that was very much from Barbados. And the houses that you saw, the three properties that you saw, in fact, he designed the first one, Zazen, Doug Luke. And Zazen is on the east coast of Barbados. But the same owner built a home on the west side of Barbados first, using the same architect, Doug Luke. And he went on to do some amazing properties in all parts of the island. So that really what I'm saying is that there are a wonderful selection, and we use them, and we're now involved in a project at Apes Hill, which is a magnificent golf development that is going through its second phase of development currently, using 3 or 4 different local architects, where they're producing house designs, which a buyer can select the type of house either from existing designs or have a custom design done for them. Now, one of the houses you saw at the end, Capri, was designed and owned by an architect, Larry Warren. And Larry did that magnificent property on the beach that I talked about, which was the 8 apartments of 10,000 square feet each. And every taxi that drives by stops to take pictures there because they say that you said the name of Riri, but of course we know her as Riri and Rihanna. Everyone thinks that she owns it and that she lives there, but that is not so. She stays there sometimes. And other celebrities stay at that one Sandy Lane. So yes, the answer, yes, we use local architects, and we are lucky to have a wonderful selection of local architects who are involved with some of the finest designs that we have on this island.
There's a follow-up question for you, Sir Paul. What lessons have you learned from COVID in terms of design? Has COVID made you look at design in a different way?
Very much so. Very much so. In fact, starting, well, certainly from the commercial end, which we're involved in, but let's talk about the luxury residential. And I'll also tell you about the commercial. But with the residential end, we are designing new homes now because of working from home. We have large office space for owners to work from home. So the new designs will have much more luxurious spaces defined as offices, and kitchens, because people are going to tend to want to do more cooking on their own or with staff. But we have designed in new kitchen spaces. So the luxury and the thinking that people will work from home more and live and spend more time in their homes is guiding the process of how the homes are now being designed. We have done that already, and I mentioned Apes Hill. So the designs that we have at Apes Hill have additional space on the basis that people are going to need more space for living under the new COVID type of lifestyle. Now, I said about commercial. What we are doing with commercial space, we are working with a team to create spaces that are shared spaces for office use. Shared spaces, there are companies that are branded that do this type of thing, such as Regis. That's a global company. But we are doing it on our own basis, creating these spaces, which will morph from office type use in the day to more relaxed music and drinks on an afternoon, and to some functions on some evenings. So that is going to be the new wave of office life, certainly here in Barbados. We also have, because our Prime Minister has gone global with her invitation to bring people here on a 12-month visa pass. So they get automatic visa stamps for 12 months. So we're finding that we are getting a wonderful reception to that invitation. People are responding to it, and they are coming here, and they're going to be looking for that space. And in fact, they are looking. So we are already providing some of that space, but we are increasing that type of commercial space for these people that are going to decide to spend that, live out the COVID period by coming here for 12 months. And we don't limit them to 12 months. If they want to spend another year and beyond, they will do so. And they're going to be buying properties. They're already buying them. We have an example of someone who had a conversation with a friend of mine on the beach, and they just arrived to see the property that they had bought. They bought it sight unseen because they wanted to come here, and we do these virtual tours now, which people can look through the property without being there, and they respond, and they either rent them or buy them without even being here. So there are many responses and interpretations and added value opportunities that we are building out of this COVID period.
There's another question for you, Sir Paul. It's from Donette Chindoy Chang in Toronto. She says she loves Barbados, and is it Vumont? V-U-E-M-O-N-T?
Right? Vumont. We don't have the French tone, but we just
okay. The Platinum Coast. She wants to know if there are any new developments for the coast.
Well, the main one is the Apes Hill development. It's not on the coast. Neither is Viewmont. Viewmont is removed slightly. It would be about 3 miles from the coast, and so is Apes Hill. And Viewmont is a very signature development for middle income type housing, whereas Apes Hill is more luxurious upper end type signature type properties.
Thank you. Jan Clark wants to know, there was a question, Kim Moody for Guy Stewart. What is the best way for Jamaicans to enjoy half moon?
Well, there's so many ways to enjoy half moon, but right now I think the best way to address that question is to visit our Rose Hall Villas on the eastern side of the property. The villas each have private staff, individual pools, yet they get to enjoy the abundance of the amenities at the resort as well. So you can have the villa experience that you might have at Round Hill or Trial in your own villa with your own private staff, but also have the run of the amenities at Half Moon, including the beach and the equestrian and the spa, the tennis and golf, and of course our wonderful restaurants when we open up in full in October, and then Founders Cove will open up in December. So we'll be fully functioning, we hope, by middle of December. But right now, the Rose Hall Villas are a terrific way to enjoy Half Moon.
Okay. I can't believe that the time has just flown. We literally have, I'm just going to ask each of you to just, give a 30-second soundbite and tell people where to find you. There are still lots of questions coming in. So thank you very much. We might have to come back again. So let's start with you, John. A wrap up as quickly as possible, and just let people know where you are and where they can find you.
My contacts are on our GJAM website, so you can find us on there, which is just gjam.com. Just really optimistic, despite the pandemic. I'm really optimistic about Jamaica and the Caribbean as a whole. I think it's about every co-petition, everyone working together. Hence, we've joined forces with Dr. Bird, and that's given a whole different level of the experience we offer to different people as a destination management team, utilizing Port Antonio as our backdrop, basically. So that's really...
Thank you.
I'd just like to thank you, Novia, for putting this together. Only you could have done it.
And congratulations on your Order of Distinction.
Thank you very much.
Adrian and Danielle, what would you like to add? Apart from the fact that the two of you are just so sweet, so who wouldn't want to use you?
I know. Well, okay, so first of all, you can reach out to us via email at info@drbirdservices.com or daniel@drbirdservices.com or adrian@drbirdservices.com for all of your staycation needs, as well as for overseas clientele. When everybody's borders open back up, we're ready to welcome you here in Jamaica. I just wanted to add that, a lot of all of our properties around the island have put in the necessary protocols, due to the pandemic. And so they've gone above and beyond to put in, the necessary measures to ensure that you have a safe vacation at their properties. Also to note that we have a number of other services that we do offer as well to make your overall experience as seamless as possible. So whether it be your transportation to your villa, again, this applies to overseas and local clientele, as well as we do offer signature experiences. So if you're planning a milestone event, or you want to do a bespoke dining experience for 2 or for 15, whatever it may be, we can curate, we can tailor the package to suit your needs. And that's what we're all about, just providing the best service that we can for our clients and bringing in as many rentals as possible for our partner properties, our boutique hotels and our villas.
Thank you. Deborah?
And you can visit us at our website.
I'm Deborah Cumming. I can be reached at Center 21 Hippo Properties. So as I mentioned, we do own a home in Greenwich. There's 15 homes in Greenwich. It's a kind of community where everybody knows each other. There's no fences, there's no gates, there's no security issues. There's some of the homes that people do rent. There's 6 of them. So if anybody's interested in a weekend in the mountains where it changes constantly, 1 minute you're in the clouds, and you can't see the city, and the next minute it's bright sunshine. So it's a wonderful place to experience. So I can be reached at Center 21 Hippo Properties. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank?
Novia, you can reach me at fparoli@trialclub.com, and I'll keep going because I know we're running short of time, and I'll give everybody else a chance. But thank you so much for allowing us to be part of this. Obviously, what a great country we have, and we look forward to all of us getting back to normal very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Guy?
Well, we're easy to find, Novia. You can find us on the website at halfmoon.com or on social at halfmoon. And, if you have questions, you can write us on email at info@halfmoon.com. A common theme in this panel is, the splendors of Jamaica and elegance and barefoot elegance, as Sue spoke about. I endorse that philosophy. But we're all trying to recreate the confidence in hospitality and encourage guests to get out and travel again. Half Moon has a generational intrigue. We've been providing guest experiences for over 6 decades now. And one of the panelists spoke about rediscovering your roots and your memories. And since we are a generational asset, and I speak of that not just in terms of how we rebuild and rediscover, I speak of the people that help us. And it's, if you take care of your people, take care of your staff, then I know my guests will be happy whenever they come.
Thank you. Joseph?
Well, Guy Stewart is absolutely on the money on that one. I have to agree with him 100%. No, it's true. I must also congratulate Jamaica. I think, we have done a really good job presenting, the COVID protocols. I think all of us in the industry have worked really hard to buy into it and to provide a safe environment for our staff and for our guests in order to really have a great Jamaican Caribbean experience. You can find me at joseph@roundhill.com or on our website, roundhill.com, and come, and visit with us. Thank you very much for having me on this panel, Novia.
Thank you. Alison?
Listening to everyone across the board, the big takeaway today is, the importance of taking care of people and the psychology of our culture right now more than ever. all of us in the hospitality industry, the design industry, we have a calling to duty to really help to lift people's spirits. And I really want to impress upon all of us that that is what we need to focus on now more than ever. And with a deep understanding of the Caribbean, being from the Caribbean myself, and having worked with people like Philippe Starck and the luxury market in the US and Europe, those two worlds merged, I definitely see how I can add value to the Caribbean in terms of design. And I can be reached at Allison with one L at antrobusdesign.com. And our website is antrobuscollective.design, and our Instagram is Antrobus Design Collective. And I look forward to working with all of you at some point. Take care. Thank you, Novia. Thank you so much.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Alison. Sue, 30 seconds for the rest.
30 seconds.
Yes.
Gosh, well, Novia, thank you. Joseph said he felt he was the luckiest man to be working at Roundhill, and I feel certainly the luckiest designer to be involved in all the projects. It is inspiring. There is so much history that we have that we are living now, and so much excitement for the future. I'm so interested to see that the hills becoming much more part of our design experience. We started out in the 50s and 60s with houses on the hills. We came down to the sea, and now we're discovering the hills again. Joseph walks in them. There's so much up there to discover. It's been such a pleasure to be part of this and to represent our North Coast designers. You can reach me at sue@swinteriordesign.com and on Instagram. And it's been lovely to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Sir Paul.
Thank you. Well, let me start by thanking you again. Always a pleasure. Let me say that I've learned a lot, and Jamaica excites me. I come there mainly to Mona because I chair the campus here in Barbados, so we come for meetings from time to time, and I look forward to coming. I use that as my excuse, but we usually add on a vacation, and we will come to see some of those wonderful properties when I come there. The takeaway from my end, of course, is that the Caribbean is very much connected, that we are speaking out of the same book, and that there are opportunities during this downtime to plan and look forward, be forward thinking in terms of how our businesses can thrive coming out of this pandemic. So thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to the next time. Thank you.
We look forward to Karen Koshoni.
Thank you, Novia. I just have to say a very big thank you for inviting me onto this wonderful panel with such inspiring people. I've been very, very inspired. I don't only represent urban living, I represent Nigeria as a whole. And I've been so inspired by everything that everyone is doing, taking away a lot, how to build up our own interiors, our own design aesthetics. We've got a very similar landscape, and it's just so inspiring to see what others are doing. So thank you very much. You can reach me at karen@urbanliving.com.ng. My Instagram is urbanlivinglagos. Thank you very much again, Novia, and wonderful to meet everyone on the panel.
Thank you, Karen. Last but by no means least, Hugh Flowerhead from later.
Okay, thank you, Jamaica Observer. Novia, thank you for your patience. And I want to share with everybody that I can't wait to do a show in Jamaica, and I'm looking forward to doing something magical there. To find me, thespacelessgallery.com, or whoever can drop me an Instagram direct, Mr. Flowerheads, and you can find me, and I'm up for anything. I'm doing glassware for the house right now too as well, candles with the #1 candle maker in Paris. So big things are coming to bump, like they say in Jamaica.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you very much, Novia. And
Thank
thanks
you.
to all the people that shared this with us.
Thank you very much to all of our amazing panelists. I can't believe 2 hours and 5 minutes have gone already. And of course, to our partners, Sagicor, the Best Dressed Chicken, Hardware and Lumber, Rapid True Value, the Observer team, the Phase 3 team, and I told you it was going to be the perfect antidote to all that ails. The Caribbean, and by extension, Lagos, Nigeria, is open for business. So we look forward to having this conversation again and again and again. Thank you all. Have a great day.
For over 60 years, we at the Best Dressed Chicken have kept our commitment to you, our valued partners and consumers, supporting communities through difficult times and emerging stronger. Now more than ever, we stand with you. As we reopen our doors, we remain committed to the highest safety and sanitation standards to keep both you and our team safe and our production strong. We continue to pledge our support to all our community, wholesalers, retailers, schools, restaurants, and hotels to continue feeding Jamaica and helping to rebuild our economy. Together, we will become stronger, more resilient as we continue on our mission to help Jamaica grow strong.
In a time where so much is uncertain, there's one thing that I know for sure, is that we are one Jamaican family. And as family, we must take care of each other. That's why we at Hardware and Lumber, including H&L Rapid True Value and H&L Agro, are doing everything that we can to support the nation, including donating 1% of our online sales to Food for the Poor, so that they can help those among us who need it the most. Each time you shop at hardwareandlumber.com, we give. So let's give together and make a difference. We are going to get through this, and we are going to get through it together. So manners and respect, Jamaica.